All right, hello everyone. Welcome to Mr. Beardstone's Perfect World Post-Production Mod Pack with a little edits by me, and no new mods in this episode. But it has been a while since the last episode for me, recording-wise, anyway. This episode will come out right after the last episode, but recording-wise, it's been about 3 real-life days, maybe 4. So, what happened is I did a bunch of things. I went to a desert to get both cactus and some terracotta, and that's what this is right here. This is all the various colors of terracotta. Some of them I got a lot more of than others, but there was some of it, and I'm just using my journey map as a teleportation thing. Down all the way down here, like 4,000 something blocks away. There's this village deal, and then here's the Badlands I started doing. I found a couple of other villages along the way, stuff like that. I found a shipwreck that I've done cleared out. It's like right there at the surface, really. But I didn't want y'all to be bored and stuff by me doing like a 4,000 block fly over there to it. So went to get cactus, went to get the some terracotta if I want it for our factory. Here is my factory, my cactus farm. And the interesting thing is I don't remember. Okay, yeah, these weren't supposed to be here actually. These weren't supposed to be here. I have to fix this. Waiting on it to start spinning again so I can do that one and that one. Okay, and then 1 second while it spins. Whoops. It's going back the other way now. That's it's supposed to do that. But I wasn't supposed to put cactus right there in the middle because I can't get the thing to fit. So what this is a mechanical bearing cactus farm. It's just one level, but there's a couple of things you have to know about a cactus farm that I found out apparently. So sometime since I last played, they added cactus flowers to cactus growth. This is only supposed to happen when you're actually in a desert physically, but no, that's not how this works, at least in this mod pack. So there's a chance instead of a cactus growing, a cactus flower, these things will grow instead. And when these grow, the cactus stop growing. So to keep my cactus farm going, I had to figure out a way to harvest this and this. The cactus can be harvested with the mechanical saws. The cactus flowers cannot, but the cactus flowers can be harnessed with mechanical plows. I've tried deployers, I've tried harvesters, and they didn't seem to work no matter which direction that the machine was spinning. So I had to do something with saws and plows. So what it is this is a mechanical bearing setup. Underneath the ground here, in fact, I'll go into spectator mode for everybody. So you can see. So right down underneath here is a water wheel with some water, just one small water wheel with some water. And right above it is a gear shift, which has a redstone link set to receiver mode with a cactus in the red spot. And above the gear shift is a single shaft going into the mechanical bearing, which is what's making this work. And let me switch back to survival. So what I needed this machine to go one way and then go the other. I could not get this to work with the windmill bearing, so I decided to use the mechanical bearing, which means you need to add rotational force to it, which is why the water wheel is there. With the gear shift makes things change direction when you use it. So since the mechanical bearing needs rotational force, you can just change the direction it goes by changing the rotational force you apply to it, the direction of it. So the gear shift is hooked up to the redstone link deal in receiver mode, and this is the other one right here that's in sending mode with the cactus in the red spot. So when this receives a redstone signal, this changes direction. But you can't just do a single tick of a redstone deal. It doesn't work. You can't just use a timer on it. It needs a full length, a redstone pulse. It needs redstone constantly applied to it to make it go in that direction. So that's what this is. This is what is known as a pulse extender. With the pulse extender into this, whenever this receives a redstone signal, it will extend that pulse for, I have it set to 30 seconds, which gives it enough time to do like up to like 3 or so rotations. So with it set to 30 seconds, the redstone pulse will last 30 seconds, which means the gear shift will be active for 30 seconds. Into the red pulse extender is a pulse timer, which is set to 1 minute. When this ticks at 1 minute, it will send the pulse extender. It will turn on the pulse extender, make it go for 30 seconds, and that makes it spin one way. And when the pulse extender ends, it will spin the other way for 30 seconds. So basically 30 seconds one way, 30 seconds the other way. So one way will harvest a cactus, one way will harvest the cactus flowers. So I don't actually have to worry about it. You have to do this for this, at least in this mod pack. I don't know if other mod packs have it where the cactus flowers don't grow or anything, but for this, you have to have it like this. Otherwise, your cactus will stop growing when they get the cactus flower, and every one of these can eventually get a cactus flower on them, which means they will stop growing, which means you stop getting cactus. So, and the only other way to really do this is if you did a vanilla cactus farm. If you wish to and not have to go through this whole thing, you can do a vanilla cactus farm, but I wanted to use Create, and so that's what I did. I don't know if there's a better redstone setup you could do. This is just what I thought of and figured out, is having a timer into a pulse extender, and the pulse extender activating the redstone link, which activates the gear shift, which makes it spin one way, and when it doesn't, it spins the other way. So I now have infinite cactus, basically, and a cactus farm going. Another couple of things. Let's see. I really need to work out how I'm going to fix the tree farms here. What happens is sometimes when the trees grow, they connect somehow to each other. So I get like oak saplings and stuff over here and stuff. I get cactus. I get like dark oak in the hopper here. See, there's some dark oak saplings and some logs. They're just too close to each other. The way I can fix this is by and see, there's some apples in that one, is just instead of the dump deals hooking into these drawers, I can just hook up a drawer controller to them and just get them like that and get them all over here. That's all I really need to do. I think I might just use a drawer controller IO. I think I might be able to do that and get it hooked up. The other thing I've done is I found this on Schematic Cannon, which is another place that holds schematics for Create mod. And it's also a person who has a red YouTube channel, so they will be linked in the description of this video specifically. And this is a dirt farm, basically. A couple of things you need to know about this farm. Like I said, I'll have I'll have a link in the description to the person who made this farm's YouTube channel, their video on it, and a link to their schematic the schematic website that has the schematic on it as well. So how this works is it's got a cobble gen on it, which makes cobble, which is smashed down into gravel. It doesn't matter how much gravel is off in this thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mess anything. These mechanical arms take the gravel and the dirt that you supply yourself a little bit, and you just need it to start the machine up. And it makes coarse dirt, and it uses the coarse dirt system. For those who don't know, when you make coarse dirt, you use 2 gravel, 2 dirt, you get 4 dirt back once you like plow it. You just get 4 dirt back. So that's what's going on here. So it's just an infinite dirt maker, and it's just all hooked up together. A couple of notes on the machine though. You have to manually break the deployer and put it back because it's a schematic. Those don't work in a schematic. It will place it, but you have to break it and place it yourself. And you do have to have the deployer in the deal for it to build it. So do be aware of that. You need to have, this is not part of the build, this minecart. You have to manually build a minecart and place it yourself into the system. The whole other part of the minecart contraption does build itself and work, but it does not allow you to place the minecart yourself. So that's what this is doing. This is so you have to put the minecart in yourself, and then things will work. You cannot go faster than 64 speed. If you go faster than 64 speed, then the drill right here will drill the dirt before it becomes, will drill the coarse dirt before it becomes dirt. So it clogs up the system. So it has to go at 64 speed. Any faster and it just doesn't work. And then, so when I started this machine like 2-3 days ago, I think I had like 3K dirt in it. I now have 11K dirt in about 3 days. And that's me only being on for about at most 2.5, 3 hours at most per day. So yeah. So that's basically how the system works. This plow plows the coarse dirt, turns it into regular dirt. The drill breaks it. We get extra dirt. Basically, is what the whole thing is. It's a whole build to make infinite dirt. And why do we want infinite dirt is because this over here, and let's go and sleep before we have an accident with any creepers or anything. Don't want to have those happen. So let's go ahead and go and do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to get, in this episode, we're going to try out the rollers and see if we can get them to work over here. I've kind of cleared an area for them. I'm going to set them off video. I'm going to make a cut, and when we come back, we'll have them set up. This is what I'm planning to do. I'm planning to use the gantry carriage system with a bunch of gantry shafts. I got 26 mechanical rollers for things. I got a bunch of chests and stuff. Got the gunpowder. I don't know if I'll need the schematic cannon. I don't think so. I got a barrel, things, and we'll just set up a gantry system for it and see if we can get that to work. And then we also have like all this dirt that's what I made the dirt machine for, is to fill in the system here for filling in everything. Whoops. Is to just get a bunch of dirt that I'm going to throw into a bunch of chests over here on this thing. So give me just a little bit. Well, for y'all it'd be just a second, but for me it'll be probably about I don't know, it could be tomorrow for me. But I'm going to set up the gantry carriage system and the rollers, and we're going to try and see if we can get this whole thing filled out. I only made 26 rollers because my plan is to have a 25 by 25 factory. That's my plan. I don't know if that's big enough. We're going to find out. And also we're going to have to figure out like chunk borders and stuff like that. Because we're going to have to work around chunk border sizes is where we're going to put our factory. We might, even though I'm going to fill in this whole thing probably, I probably build the factory over here, and like the next chunk over is where I'll start the factory. Just to give me a whole chunk to play with. So we'll see. So I will see y'all in just a second. All right. I think I got it set up here. So we're using the gantry shaft carriage like we did for our crop farm over there. I have 4 water wheels. I don't want this to go that fast. That's why I haven't put a rotational speed device on this. I also have a clutch on here. I have a gear shift. Hopefully the gear shift will allow me to bring it back if I can. Everything, one of these is set up to straight fill below. And this is automatically set for every one of them when they're connected to each other. It's a thing of the rollers. So this one, as you can see, so straight fill below. All of them are set to dirt. There's 26 of them here. This whole back row is the linear chassis to use as kind of a platform for the chest to sit on. 8 chest, 4 double chest. 2 of them are completely filled with dirt. The other 2 are empty in case for some reason it needs to pick up a block. I don't think it will, but you know, just in case. So all that's left to do is to let the glow of the clutch and do nothing. Because it's going in the wrong direction, maybe? Yep, there it goes. I want to go with it if I can to see if it actually does anything. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back. Thunderstorm means that it's enemy spawn, so I'm just going to let that work while I go to the bed. I don't think it's working, actually. I'm not sure why. I think I'm going to have to bring it back. No, it's actually filling. Okay. It's actually working. Is it filling? Yeah, it's filling the deal like it says it will. Cool. So this is going to fill all of this that it can anyway. I got it going all the way to over here. To this spot right here. It's not going to reach the water's edge. It's just going to go up to here. Like, I think it stops like right before that hole. I wonder if it's possible for me to open the chest and check. Okay. So it's only using the first chest first. But it is working. It's slow, but I want it to be slow. Because I want to watch it happen, you know. Cool. Definitely going to need more dirt. I don't even know if I'm going to get halfway. But this is cool that you can do this. You can terraform the world like this. This is so cool. I'm probably going to go ahead and fill out a little bit more. Like, I'll probably fill out at least, I don't know, 2 or 3 more blocks this way. And then I'll probably go all the way up to this cliff edge over here. Go like about 2 or 3 more blocks over this way with it as well in between episodes. Okay, first chest is empty. We're going pretty good there. Let me see about doing this. Yeah, I put like 5,000 in it. Gonna just fill this whole thing up again. Use every bit of my dirt. I may not have enough dirt for this. I had like 10k dirt again. I'm just going to take it all, put it off in there. I doubt it's going to be enough. I don't think it's going to be enough. Because I, like, only had like a quarter left of my project bag left of dirt. You remember me showing that to y'all earlier. It had already gone back up to like 11k when I did it. And we're empty now. So I'm going to go. I've stopped my dirt maker when I took the chest. So we'll go back over here and put it back. And we're going to turn the machine on again. Quick on off is just right-clicking any shaft instead of taking up the piece. Okay, this is still full. Okay, cool. No, it's got a little bit low. Okay. It used a little bit before I put the others in. But this is so cool that it does this. I love this very much. I know your comments are going to say you could do this a whole lot faster. And I know I could, but I don't want to. I want to actually watch it physically do this. Look, watch how the dirt just comes down when it gets so far forward. That is so cool. Just think about what people would say if you had this back in, like, if you could think about something like this back in like 1.6 days, you would never think of something like this. There's world edit, and that was pretty much it back then, wasn't it? That you could modify the world in this manner like this, and it took basically an outside program to do it. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get all the way there. We're probably going to run out like a quarter. We'll probably run out like right here, I feel. I know it's not realistic, but it's not supposed to be. This is supposed to just, you know, be a fill-in. You know, it's supposed to look like this. It's supposed to be just a big old block that you make out in the world yourself. Eventually, it'll become grass blocks instead of just dirt blocks when everything spreads. But this is so awesome. I love this so much. I mean, we still got pretty good bit there. I'm surprised. I still don't think we're going to reach the end. I think we'll run out, like, maybe this far. Because we're probably using like 1.5 stacks to 2 stacks per run of this thing. We're going from Y73 down to Y64. Let's see. 73 minus 64 equals 9 blocks. So we're doing 9 blocks 26 times. So if I times that by 26, and this is a rough estimate because there's some that are like have holes in them. So we're using 234 blocks per. And if we divide that by 64, we're using 3.6 stacks, and it just ran out. All right, let me go turn it off. Let me bring it back a little bit. And then I'll turn it off with the clutch. I'm going to need to bring it back a little bit more, I feel. All right, I feel that's done. Far enough back. Yeah, it's on top of it again. So I think that'll allow it to fill it out. If not, I'll just bring it back more. But now it's just a waiting game. Now it's just a waiting game. That's got to be, that had to be like 15K dirt, I want to say, in total. Because like I said, this was over, I think, like 10K at least when we did it before. When we took all that dirt I had in my bag before, and then it was again at like 11.2 something K, I think, by the time I decided to take the drawer and bring it over here and fill this thing up. But this is awesome. I love this thing. This is so cool that you can do something like this. And yes, I want it to look like a big old blocky thing like this. I want it to look like somebody did something here. Somebody did something to just make a big old block to do terrain manipulation. I don't want hills. I don't want dips or anything like that. I want it to be a big old rectangular block to look like somebody did something on purpose like this. And it turned out just exactly how I wanted it. It's going to look I will say it's going to look even better when the whole thing gets filled in by grass. I will say I don't like plain dirt textures, but I do love the grass, so it's going to look great. If you wanted to do it, I guess if you wanted to do it more industrial, you could use like the industrial blocks that are part of this, the deco blocks. What is it called? There's a block. Yeah, block of industrial plating, which is just stone cutting iron, or block of industrial iron. I don't know why you get two with an ingot instead of just one, instead of this. That's a little strange right there. And then you also have the dark metal blocks, block of weathered iron and stuff like that. So if you want to do it more industrial, you could do that. But I wanted it to look like a big old thing. Because one of the things I'm going to do after this has been like completely done and covered in grass is I'm going to use bone meal and try and get a bunch of flowers and stuff on top of this thing. I want it to look like an artificial garden thing. It's what I want it to look like. And we're going to try our best. I'm going to have to change, like, when I get the flowers, I'm going to, of course, pick them all up and then kind of arrange them how I want. They're not going to be outlining the building or anything, so eventually we'll probably break some of them down and stuff like that to where we put our factory down, and stuff like that. Also, a lot of this is going to be dug out to fit our factory. Like I said, I want to go, it's a little bit thin on the width for me. Even though it's 26 blocks wide, it feels thin. I think I'm going to do 30. So I'm going to, I think I'll go all the way. I think even though we're not going to be using this part, I'll go all the way out to here to cover up this hole right here. And I definitely want to go all the way over to this cliff right here just to kind of measure it up against it and stuff like that. So I'll do that in between episodes. But this is going to be awesome. We're going to dig down to have a basement. We're going to have like a 3-story building is what I'm thinking. We're going to have a basement, which isn't really going to be really for like machines and stuff. I'm thinking of a basement as a cable management thing / storage area for things. And then we're going to have it, like I said, like 2 tall atop that. We may even, depending on how big all the builds become, we may have to even go 3 tall on it. And this thing, I made it this long. I'm not planning on making the building this long, but in case for whatever reason we really need to just expand the crap out of this because it's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. We'll have all this extra room lengthwise to go, or widthwise, depending on how I set up the building. I'm still thinking of the building's going to be orientated north to south as a deal, but if it becomes too unwieldy that way, I might change it to where it goes west to east, and so we can expand out this way a lot more. It's just going to take a little bit to figure out which way it's going to go, because I have no idea how big this factory is going to be, how big it needs to be. I'm probably going to be doing overkill, but there's no kill like overkill, really. So we're going to like way go over line on this, but I have dirt to get. in this little bit of time, we are up to over 250, so we're getting there, but I'm probably going to need at least another 10k dirt, maybe. So if I got to 15k this far, I might be able to finish it off with like 7k, but if I'm going to be expanding it out over here as well, and then expanding the other side, I'll probably need at least another 10k, if not more. So it's going to be a little bit before I start that up. I'm really, really glad. If you haven't noticed, I'm really, really glad I'm recording these so far ahead with how long it takes me to get supplies and stuff, because I'm not playing on a server. So when I turn my game off, everything just stops until I turn it back on again. And I personally don't like leaving my computer on overnight. So yeah. So we're going to, I'm just going to stop here with this episode. I knew this would be kind of a short-ish episode. I can't even remember what how long the first part was, because this is another day for me. I went to bed and then got up to go to work the next day, and it's now Friday evening. And the first part y'all saw was Thursday evening. So yeah. But this is awesome. I know now that I'm more confident, I feel like I could do this a lot quicker with this. Just go a lot quicker with this. I'm thinking an interesting idea as one of the last parts of the factory. After we've built the factory, have resources generating and stuff like that, after we've done all of that, I think I've got one more thing we can do, and that's make a train, and get it going from our factory over to our XP spot over there and then back. I think that's what I'm going to do as the last thing, as to try to learn trains a little bit. The thing with the trains, though, is they take a crap ton of iron to use and stuff like that. Brass as well, because I think, don't all train casings need brass? So we need these to make pretty much everything. So we actually need sturdy sheets, which is obsidian, which we can set up. And then we have everything goes for brass casing. So yeah. And then you have the rail. Is that what it's called, or is it called the train tracks? It's called the, I guess it's called train tracks. Yeah, train track. So the oak train track is ingots on an oak slab. Not ingots, but nuggets on an oak slab. So yeah, it's going to cost a lot. That's, I have no idea what this is. It's sleepers. You got to cut it with a saw first. And then you can put an iron nugget on it, and it does this, and then you got to press it. That's a little weird. Bruce is cut it with a saw, deploy it. Yeah, some of these recipes are broken. Oh, because they're wides. Okay. That's why. Okay, they're a little bit weird there. The wide ones. And it's just the various slabs. Okay. An invisible one is just glass panes. That's kind of cool. I don't think I want those, but that's kind of cool. Phantoms are block drops only, so I have no idea. I guess this is only creative mode. But yeah. And then we have various things like the train holes that we can decorate with and stuff like that. Making the trains itself isn't that hard. It just, you know, it's just a thing that we have to deal with. Yeah. All right, so real quick, I'm going to open this up. Oh, wrong one. Need the chunk claim manager. And I'm going to claim all these things here and chunk load them. And I want to do this so the, I'm just going to do these as well. I want to do this. I'll unclaim this later, except for my factory area when I eventually get it built. Because I want the grass to spread when I'm not over here. Because I'm just going to be laying in my house for however long it takes for this thing to fill up to like another 8K or so, and I'll try with that much to see what we get done. But that is it for this episode. I want to thank everybody for watching. We'll be back next time to probably start working on getting the base laid out and things like that, and making the basement and everything, I think is what we're going to be starting up next episode. So I will see y'all then. Y'all have a nice time, whatever time it is in y'all's part of the world. Bye.